The hotly anticipated Alien Rogue Incursion patch 1.01 is now live on MetaQuest systems. Today we're going to check it out and see if it improves upon this already very impressive mobile chipset version of the game, set in the franchise we love so dearly. You can check out my full review for the good, the bad and the ugly right here on the channel. Let's get into it, shall we?
This car will be needed for more than a cursory search.
Alright, first up is performance and stability improvements. This patch reduces the chance of performance drops during intense scenes like combat for a smoother gameplay experience. Now, playing the updated version of the game, I can definitely tell there's a difference. I did think before the game could get a bit framey, but more visually noticeable was the resolution drops. That must be from some sort of dynamic resolution scaling that happens when the system is under pressure to maintain a higher frame rate. These drops definitely seem less frequent, especially in combat scenes when the game is having to calculate the additional Xenos in the scene. In fact, I think the whole experience seems a little bit sharper. I'll be clear, I didn't think this game was all that bad pre-patch, considering how awesome some of these environments look, but any improvement is always a bonus. On performance, the patch also reduces some of the rare crashes caused by low memory situations, but I personally haven't experienced any crashes on any of my playtime, so no further thoughts there. So what extra visuals does patch 1.01 bring to the picture? More blood. Instantly I know where your mind is going. You're wanting to see that awesome acid blood melting effect seen on the PC and PSVR 2 version on the Xeno deaths, aren't you? I'm afraid that's not what these patch notes mean when they say blood is back, and the Xenos will just sort of fizzle away as they did previously. So what they mean is good old red human blood in the environments to make these already very atmospheric scenes look even more tense. It's working for me, I'll give it to you. It doesn't seem like much, but seeing blood smears across the ground leading into vents brings my imagination to picture the poor soul that got devoured by one of these beasts, and it creeps me out. It's the little things. The patch also fixes some level of detail popping, which again, I didn't notice much at launch, but for those who don't know, items are rendered with a far less detailed version when far away, and as you move closer, they'll incrementally switch to higher polygon models. The very first scene when you're inside the dropship are these three dials right in front of you, and they're meant to of course be circular, but there was a bug where the lower poly version of the model, that's meant to be viewed from great distances, was being rendered in, so they looked all hexagonal. It really wasn't a great first impressions, I must admit, but it's all fixed now. The last visual tweak we see is the adjusted fog colour and intensity. The fog feels like they've made it a dark colour, closer to black rather than the sort of blue haze we had previously. It definitely gives the illusion that the scenes are darker and creepier, even if they aren't technically rendering more shadows in the scene. I'll say again though, the game looked pretty incredible to begin with, considering it's all being rendered on a portable chipset. I found that this second run through with the new patch made me appreciate the graphical fidelity even more. The scenes felt darker and scarier, and I was much more inclined to use my flashlight this time around. You'll remember pre-patch, an early scene when you first enter the complex was far too bright, but now it looks much more contrasty, making you feel more reluctant to go in.
Davis, this place is giving me the creeps.
I'll just end this video by saying thank you to Survios, the developers of the game, for bringing an Aliens game, my favourite franchise, to a standalone VR device in the form of Alien Rogue Incursion on the MetaQuest. Thanks again for continuing to support the game and giving us these awesome updates, such as this one and the Xenomorph spawning rebalance, given based on user feedback. Thanks for watching, and if you're sitting there wanting to support gaming in VR, you needn't look much further than Aliens Rogue Incursion. See ya! Today we're checking out Alien Rogue Incursion, specifically for the MetaQuest 3. Is this the version of the game you should nuke from space, just to be sure? Or is this a tantalising thrill ride elevator to hell, going down?